different having this in the workshop. It's a lovely classic Healey Sprite. So even for a little bit of work we can actually swap the fuel line from a rubber fuel line to a nice original copper fuel line. So first thing we're going to do is get the car up in the air, have a look underneath and get started. I'll give you a quick walk around the actual car first. It's in pretty good condition actually. Some of the paint's blooming a little bit, you can see in the reflection there, which actually has gone a little bit matte, but that can all be brought back with a little bit of machine polishing, etc. There's a few marks and stone chips in the paint, but that's to be expected of a car this sort of age. It was repainted about, I think it was about 40 years ago, the owner said. The interior is not too bad, a little bit worn, but I quite like the patina on the actual seats. It's really nice. It's a lovely looking little thing. Open the door, get a bit of light on it. There she is in all her glory. Not bad at all. Really nice. All original. The actual owner said somebody put a new fuel line, but he used a rubber fuel line, not a copper line, which I've got here. It should be quite a straightforward job really. Just a case of whipping the old one off and attaching the new one. So I'll get up in the air now and we'll see what it looks like. So we're all up in the air. I'll just show you underneath what we've actually got to do. As you can see under here, it's not bad, it's quite clean under here. A little bit of surface rust here and there, but not too bad. You can see where the rubber line has been tie wrapped onto the actual return line, which is not very good at all. So we're going to remove that rubber line in a second. Take it from the tank. It should actually be on a screw thread at the back near the tank. So we'll remove that from there, put the new line in with some P-clips. Got on a similar sort of line as the actual return. Go along the chassis rail there, up to that flex pipe at the front there, just in front of the sump, and joins onto the fuel pump. So it should be pretty easy, just a little bit messy, a little bit awkward. Okay, so I'm going to get some snips, snip all these tie wraps, then we'll move along to the back. I think we'll probably work from the back forward, I think. So the fuel line dropped off quite easy actually. Then I removed the actual feed from the back of the tank, just there, if you can see that, just this bit here. That's actual feed line from that, so instead of just cutting it and putting a rubber line on, the new line comes with the actual fitting, so we'll put all that on. We'll feed it over the rear axle nice and neat, and then run it down with the other lines. It's not a return line like I thought, it's the actual brake line. Don't have a return on these because it's a carb, of course. So the next step is to line up the new line, straighten it all out first, and then we'll see if we can fold it round over the axle, down the body, along the chassis there. There's some nice little holes I can put some P-clips in. We'll clean all this up as well underneath, make sure it's all nice and clean and tidy. We check the brake lines over as well, see what they're like. They look pretty good, to be honest. And then it should be a case of joining at the front with the rubber line. It's like a flex pipe. I might swap that for a bit of a braided pipe. We'll see what it's like at the other end. And that's pretty much job done. Sounds quick and easy. Okay, crack on. The steel one here is his original line, which was taken off because it was leaking and the rubber one was replaced. So I'm going to just use that as a pattern to basically bend the new copper pipe to a similar sort of shape. It looks a little bit longer as well, the new pipe, but I don't know how much was cut off the original, so we'll just have to see as we put it under the car. It's running nicely, no leaks, which is good. Let's turn her off. So all the lines in place now. Quite an easy little job, took about 3 hours in total. It's all held up with P-clips. I'll show you now underneath. So P-clipped all the actual line in place. Done a little separator there, stop it from rubbing. And then I joined it at the front. And I joined it at the front with a little bit of rubber pipe. If you can see that underneath. Just to the actual fuel pump. Yeah, so pretty good, not a bad job. Just got to do another P-clip just on the other side of this pipe here. Just hold it against the chassis leg, stop it from moving about. We've got no leaks, which is good. It's under low pressure anyway, because it's a carb. It's all SUs. Yeah, this is a bit thingy here, I don't like that much. I'll change that I think at some point. Right, so that's the fuel line done, all runs nicely and smooth. So what we're going to do now, we're going to have a bit of lunch and then we'll have a look at the paint. This I can't do much with, but I should be able to improve the actual finish of it a little bit. Just go gently first with a nice soft polishing head, see if we can bring the luster back to it and see how it looks afterwards. Okay, see you in a bit. Easy to work on these old cars. No electronic fuel pumps or anything like that, so I'll run off the cam, off the crank even. So what we're going to do now then, we're going to give the car a wipe down with a bit of quick detail just to get some of the actual, you can see some dust and grime off it, and then we'll get the machine polish and just give it a light polish with a mild cutting paste. I might even try the Autoglym paint renovator first because it's quite mild, see if we can bring the gloss back to it. So I'm going to start by just cleaning the panel with a bit of quick detail, just the Auto Finesse one. Quite a good little product, just to get the surface dirt and dust off. Like so. Even that's just making the panel look a lot nicer as well, because it's putting some oils back into the paint. Very dry, the paint, I think. I'll be using my Silverline rotary polisher. It's quite a heavy duty job, just with a medium coarse yellow pad. I'm going to start quite gently with a paint renovator by Autoglym, just to see how that goes. If it doesn't cut as well as I want, then I'll increase to something a bit more aggressive. I'm going to work in small areas in like a crosshatch motion and see how it comes up. Just on a slow speed. A little bit dry panel, so I'll just quick spritz of detailer to lubricate a little bit. So it's coming up slowly. I think I will go slightly more aggressive with the cutting paste, just give it a bit more of a cut. I'm going to step up to the Fast Cut Plus, which is a little bit more aggressive. It's the first stage of cutting, but I am going to use the yellow waffle head, not the green cutting head. Very low on that, so we'll get some more ordered. Let's spread that about. A bit too much on there really, but spread it around a bit. Again, a little bit of lube on the pad. a little bit of detail just to remove any residue. I think you'll agree that's improved it no end. That's just one sort of heavy pass. So what I'll do next, I'll do a few more areas, a little bit there, around the far area over there. And then I'll go in with a lighter polish just to improve it a little bit more. And then we'll move on to the front panels. I'll probably give it a good coat of wax as well. It's a pity about these bits, but the only way I could get rid of those is paint, really. Sand it all down and repaint it. Okay, continue. A little bit more. So I think that's coming up too bad. A few little marks. The second stage will get out. So we'll go over this quarter here, and then we'll do the second stage polish. Okay, so next stage is going to be the Meguiar's Ultimate Polish. It's got a filler in this as well, so it should hopefully eliminate a few little fine swirls as well. I'm going to go back to the yellow flat head, not the waffle head, which is what I was using first. It's still got a little bit of a cut to it. It's not as aggressive as the waffle head, so hopefully it should improve the shine a little bit more. Don't want a massive amount of this because it's got a lot of nice oils in it, so we'll just dab it about. Spread. Again, slowest speed. Back and forth till the oil's drawn in. Use a nice clean cloth so we don't get cross-contamination with the cutting paste. Again, a little bit of quick detail is removing the residue. Still needs a little bit more detail with it, but I'll go over the whole panel with this stage, and then I'll do the first stage on the front, and then the second stage again all over. You can see a difference already. Cool. It's the same process on the front. Start with the cutting paste on the waffle yellow head, and then we'll drop down to a less aggressive paste and less aggressive pad. Cross-hatching in the paint from the really bad prep. all these big cracks in the filler as well. There's not much I can do about it all around the edge of the lights. Also here, where they put the bonnet on, use 2 longer bolts, so it's pushed all the actual panel up, cracking all the actual filler. But it's improving it a little bit, bring some gloss to it, get it as nice as we can. We could really do with a full repaint, to be honest, but keep polishing it and make it look nice. Given a light coat of wax as well. I could do with a little bit more body polishing, bring out some more of the luster, but a bit more detail work. I think you'll agree that looks a lot better than it did. Quite a nice reflection in there. Boot lid's come up quite nice. Oh, rear trunk area, not boot lid. There's no boot lid. Reflection of the lights is a little bit clearer. Still a lot of crazing and hazing in the actual paint, but it can't be helped without a full repaint, to be honest. So I hope you like this video. It's been a little bit different. An old English car, not an old Japanese car. In fact, I think the next car I'll be doing will be German, so it'll be even more different. So if you've liked this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Tune in for more content. I'll see you on the next one.